To the NFC South Roundtable, a weekly live show featuring top-tier insight and analysis on all things NFC South. From the best creators in the division, including Atlanta Falcons creator Berto, Carolina Panthers creator Clay, New Orleans Saints creator TJ, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers creator James. Catch the NFC South Roundtable every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on the NFC South Roundtable YouTube channel. NFC South Roundtable, welcome back into another episode here. We have a really good show for you guys today, breaking down everything that happened here in the division in Week 6, some really dominant, impressive games, and then, of course, we're going to preview everything that these guys are expecting for their squads in Week 7. On your way in, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, subscribe here to the NFC South Roundtable if you have not already, and let's just get into this. Let's go around the table and let's see how these guys are feeling. James, man, you guys are back into the win column. Baker Mayfield playing at an MVP level. How you feeling?
Oh, it's like we never left the win column, Colby. I mean, 5-1 right now. It's looking pretty good. I'm sorry, Berto. Is something wrong? Anyway.
Shiesty. Golly.
No, feeling great, man. Not only are the Bucs number 1 in the division right now, they are the number 1 seed in the entire NFC. So it's pretty hard to not feel good with where the team is right now, man. 5-1, good win against the 49ers. Can't wait to dive into it today. And yeah, very, very happy as always.
Absolutely. And James, I think one of my biggest takeaways here so far for the Buccaneers is just those injuries that it feels like you guys go through every single year. I mean, you got 3 wide receiver ones on the squad right now, and it feels like all of them are banged up. Now you got rookie wide receiver Emeka Egbuka, who's certainly in the conversation for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He goes down. What is your concern level right now with this wide receiver core?
Just the guys getting back healthy. But one thing that we saw was Baker Mayfield, who is playing at an MVP level this year. Look, you give him wide receiver 5, 6, 7, 8, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's going out there and finding guys, letting guys make plays. I mean, Tez Johnson, we'll talk about him, had a really beautiful catch in that game as well. Going into this season, he was going to be like your wide receiver 6, likely. So just the fact that Mayfield can do this with a lot of the, backups, not just proves his talent, but also proves to the depth that the Bucs have in terms of roster construction and stuff like that. So it is concerning. Mike Evans is in play for this upcoming week, which is going to be, hopefully a huge boon to the Bucs on Monday Night Football. But obviously you want to get Godwin, McMillan, and Egbuka back as soon as possible. But yeah, overall, hey, they're still making it work. So it's just a matter of now, hey, survive, do what you can, and then get the guys back healthy.
So who are the projected starting wide receivers heading into next week?
So right now, let's just assume Mike Evans is not available, okay, just for the conversation's sake, okay? So if Mike Evans cannot go, Godwin and Egbuka have both pretty much been ruled out for this upcoming game. Jalen McMillan's still on the IR, so none of those guys are going to be playing. Your wide receiver 1 would assumedly be Sterling Shepard, veteran wide receiver from the New York Giants, been around the league for a few years, but he has a connection with Baker. They both played at Oklahoma. Your wide receiver 2, it's either going to be one of the Johnsons. It's going to either be Cam Johnson, who was with the Buccaneers as an undrafted player last year. He made a few plays last week, had 64 yards and a touchdown, or Tez Johnson, who had a really long touchdown play, 7th round pick out of Oregon, a really light spark pluggy type of player. So one of those 2 guys would be your number 2. One of them would be your number 3. Wide receiver 4 would very likely be Ryan Miller. He was an undrafted guy with the Buccaneers last year. He's pretty much a special teams player. And then on the practice squad, you've got a guy in Dennis Houston, who has been with the Bucs for a little bit. And then you've got Garrett Green, who was undrafted this year, former quarterback at WVU, converted to wide receiver. So that's who the Bucs got. That is who they got. I'm sure probably the only name in that group that anybody would probably remotely recognize would be Tez Johnson. But you know what? Those guys are still going out there and doing what they can. And that's about all you can ask for them, given the circumstances.
Certainly. Berto, let's go on over to you, man. A dominant win, my good friend. And yes. Boy, oh boy, am I in great debt. No 28-3 jokes for the next month. I promise you, you have earned that. You have earned that, Berto. Great win for you guys, and I cannot thank you enough. Go Falcons.
Oh, there we go. We heard it from Kobe himself. Holy shit.
Freaking Bucks are 5-1, Colby.
No. It's not about you. You had your turn. Sorry, James. Sorry. So on to the Falcons. It was a great performance on Monday Night Football. The bright lights were on. Obviously, the Falcons' talent was on full display for America to see. So many doubters. So many non-ball knowers around the league. A lot of naysayers saying that the Bills were going to be belt to ass. It was going to be a no contest type of an affair of a game, but nothing like that. Falcons came out, and we flexed our muscle. The Bills were able to do some things. Sure, they were a bit limited, but who gives a damn? It's the next game on the schedule that's not the Falcons' concern. Any team at that matter wouldn't be a concern of with injuries piling up in whichever way. Falcons came out, flex muscle, did their thing. Bijan is him. I think we can all agree on that the number one player in this league resides in Atlanta, and he is Bijan Robinson. And oh, by the way, Drake London has a thing or two to say about that in the wide receiver conversation as well. Came up sharp, came up in clutch. You just can't hate on it, man. It's just Atlanta has a great 1-2 punch. Michael Penix is growing with every game that he adds to his resume as a starter in the league, and it's just been impressive on the offensive side. Now the defense does take the key to victory here. The defense came out flash and stood out. These rookies are playing major dividends still under this Jeff Ulbrich attack style scheme. These second-year players also are starting to make noise, and everything is meshing and blending together, and it's a thing of beauty. The Falcons entered this week as the number one ranked defense, still also the number one ranked pass defense as well. So the Falcons are really trending in the right direction. This defense is legit. We held reigning MVP Josh Allen to pedestrian numbers, sub 60% completion percentage, forced him to some errant throws, sacked him 4 times, 2 INTs. So things were looking up and great in Atlanta. I'm happy as hell, man. This is a good confidence building win for the Falcons going forward.
Certainly, man. Keep riding the wave. Clay, let's go down to you, man. I mean, it has been just such a difference in Clay over the last few weeks, man. Down bad in the first few weeks, using this show as free therapy. He was already done with 2025, and now you guys are sitting pretty confidently at 500. Just what have these emotions been for you as a Panthers fan over these last couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a roller coaster ride, man. 1 minute, this team is blowing out the Falcons 30-0. Then you go to Foxborough, get belt to ass, and then you're back with 2 wins in a back-to-back. Comeback win of this. I mean, it was comeback win 17-0 over Miami. And then the way you stay composed and stay resilient. And basically, it's just like Rico Dowdle told Cowboys, better buckle up. Well, they didn't buckle up. So at the end, win's a win. It wasn't perfect, but hey, we're winning football games. We're back-to-back wins. We haven't been 500 since 2021. It's huge. I mean, the way that this culture has changed, the way this team's starting to show they have an identity. It's a total different culture and just something I really haven't wrapped my head around, because going forward, again, I've said it before, I need to see consistency. And so far we've gotten back-to-back wins, but going forward now, right, can we get a win on the road? And we'll discuss that further. But I do want to say one more thing, Colby. I picked against my team on this show, and I got a lot of, heck from Carolina Panthers fans and some people already in the chat. I see it already. Let me make something perfectly clear to all you Panthers fans that picked that I did pick against this team on this show. If you want your receipts, go to my show and go look at my preview and prediction on last Friday. I had a change of heart after I did some research on that Dallas defense, and I picked us to win this game on my show. So go check your stats.
Also, technically, Clay was correct about his Carolina Panthers.
Correct.
If you go back and look at it, make sure you guys go ahead and check out all these guys' individual shows, linked in the description box below. But TJ, man, let's go on over to you. Did you chat GPT a photo of the NFC South crew?
Yeah, absolutely. Bro, that kind of does really look like me. That's asinine, man. There's only one me.
It does.
I do. You know what's funny? I do laugh like that. My eyes are closed most of the time I laugh.
That's a crazy photo.
But why
dude.
do I have to have number 13? That just brings back like Kelvin Benjamin, Bojangle Biscuits, all over again.
TJ looks so sad in that photo.
Yeah,
we are
man.
all having so much fun, and TJ's just over on the right.
Yeah, I mean, it
Bro.
pretty much speak volume here. Everybody on cloud nine, and I'm just out here chilling. I mean, all in all, I mean, we here, ladies and gentlemen. We here to talk about the NFC South.
Man, give it up for TJ. He's here. That's all that matters, man. That's all that matters.
I ain't ducking nobody. Look, I ain't ducking nobody.
Go ahead,
he's
DJ. Go ahead, DJ.
All the smoke.
TJ
I'm getting all of the smoke. So
That's that South Kakalaka coming out. Go ahead, TJ.
I'm not one of them people that show up when my team win, and when they lose, they know where to be found. All right, I'm not one of those people. We gonna chill when they win. We gonna be here if they win or lose. But
you know what, TJ? I'm gonna tell you this, okay? And I was saying this even going into this game, is that the New Orleans Saints are better than what their record shows. And you see who knows football and you see who doesn't, purely based off the people that say the Saints suck because of their record. And at the end of the day, what matters is winning games and losing games, right? That's what football ultimately boils down to. But you guys have played competitive football in every game other than really that Seahawks game a couple of weeks ago, and you guys just seem to be getting better and better. And when you go into the offseason and you string together pieces to fill in your obvious holes, you guys are going to be on the uprise. It just feels like this coaching staff with a not great roster is keeping you in games. So what can this coaching staff look like when you guys actually start stringing things together? A lot of respect for the Saints.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. So, I mean, we already knew at the beginning that this was going to be a rebuild. I mean, I never beat on my chest and said they were going to be a playoff team or they was going to win a division. So, I mean, it's not one of those situations where if a person laughs, I'm like, oh man, I'm upset because I kind of knew this was going to happen anyway. So it is what it is, man. I mean, the only thing you can ask at this point for them to get better and just show improvement from some young players. So that's where I'm at.
Absolutely. Well, fellas, before we go ahead and we start breaking down these games real quick, want to give a massive shout out to the sponsor of the video, baby. It's RotoWire. We are bringing them back. Actually, we'll get to RotoWire later. Let's do Sleeper first. We're talking about Sleeper, baby. Right now, use the promo code you see on the screen, RTS. Again, that is RTS. And you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. The link in the description box below. Now, they only have one game right now here for the NFC South that we can put lines on. And unfortunately, it does look like they don't have any lines for the Carolina Panthers. We're talking Panthers, we're talking Jets. And right now, they only have one, and that is for Breece Hall. So I'm going to put this one on over to Clay. What do you think? Breece Hall, anytime touchdown, or do you think that your defense stands up tall?
I mean, we have right now, because I was looking at the defensive rankings before I came on the show, because Carolina's got a top 10 defense right now ranking. They're only allowing 303 yards per game, and they're allowing less than 100 yards rushing. That's crazy to think about after that defense last year, man. And just Derek Brown, the presence of him alone is just incredible. I'm going to say this. He ain't scoring a touchdown.
He ain't scoring a touchdown. You're taking the under on any time touchdown for Breece Hall. I like it, guys. I don't know if we can call this a parlay because there's only one odd, but if there was more, it certainly would be. Let us know your guys' thoughts about this in the comment section below, and make sure you guys check out Sleeper, link in the description box below. But fellas, now's the time where we start breaking down these games here for week 6. And of course, we do have to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who, like James alluded to, not just the top of the NFC South, but they are top of the NFC period. So James, how are you able to remain dominant, get out with another win against a quarterback in Mac Jones that has been playing pretty good football, and a wide receiver in Kendrick Bourne that's been balling out?
Well, that was the big thing, was Kendrick Bourne still had himself a really good game, had well over 100 yards in that matchup. But a big thing was just rattling Mac Jones and forcing him to make mistakes. I mean, the Bucs defense had 6 sacks in this game. They also had 2 interceptions as well, one by Kendall Vidor, one by Jamel Dean. So overall, it was about as complimentary football as you could hope for. Baker Mayfield's still playing like an MVP guy as well. He's really cut out in the past couple of weeks. A lot of those throws where you're like, oh, that should have been intercepted and stuff like that. He had a crazy 3rd and 14 run where he broke 4 different tackles, basically. As I said earlier, had a 54-yard throw to Tez Johnson. Beautiful catch by Tez. Really was just kind of an all fingertip type of catch from him. So ultimately, it was just a little bit of everything, right? Rachaad White had another rushing touchdown. Tez Johnson made a big play. Baker made big plays. The defense stepped up as well. A lot of people have said, and I do tend to agree with this, that this was probably the most complete win the Bucs have had this year, given how the other games have ended. That's not exactly a hard bar to jump over. But yeah, I would say that this was the most complete win for the Bucs this year. Two really good NFC West teams in the Seahawks and Niners back-to-back, and it's not done. Now you got to go take on the Detroit Lions on Monday, so we'll talk about that a little bit later on in this stream as well. But really, to answer your question, Colby, it was a little bit of everybody. Yaya Diaby had 2 sacks. Jamel Dean might have played one of the best games of his career. He had an interception, a sack, fumble. The Bucs have been really effective at blitzing defensive backs this year. So, and this was a game where your number 1 cornerback was out. Your number 3 cornerback was out in Benjamin Morrison. As we talked about, Kalijah Kancey, starting defensive end, is out for the year with a torn pec. Your number 1, number 2, number 4 wide receivers were out with Evans, Godwin, and McMillan. Then Ibuka left this game with a hamstring injury. That's not even including your starting right guard being out for the year, your starting right tackle being out for this game, and maybe for a little bit longer as well. So, and your starting star running back being out for this game. So, like, despite all the different types of injuries they've been dealing with, kudos to this coaching staff, kudos to this team for stepping up and just having that next man up mentality. It really makes you wonder, like, oh man, when they get even half of these guys back healthy, what is this team going to look like? If they're still finding ways to win games now, when you get guys healthier or other guys start to begin to step up, especially maybe more on that defensive side as well. For the offensive side, it's more so getting guys back healthy. You may be looking at a pretty strong Bucs team going forward. And I still believe Baker Mayfield should be the favorite for NFL MVP right now. I don't think he is in terms of the betting odds, which I just don't agree with. I think Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are above him. I just think Baker Mayfield has been doing a whole heck of a lot more than those guys with a whole lot less. So given the injuries and whatnot this year. So yeah, kudos to the Bucs, man. Another really gritty, impressive win. This time it was a little bit of all stages of the Bucs contributing.
Oh, damn it. Oh, hell no, James. Let me tell you, Baker Mayfield, all right, is top of the MVP race right now, and I want you and Bucs fans to stand on top of it. That man is dominating right now. That man is losing receiver after receiver after receiver. All 3 wide receiver ones are down right now, and that man is absolutely baking. And by the way, Drake May, top 5 there, right there with him, but Baker is leading the pack right now. Stand on top of it, James. Damn it. Stand on top of it.
You just had to throw it in. You had to say, and Baker's MVP and Drake May's top 5. You just
James agrees. You guys heard that. James agrees. He just said it.
I can't wait for the interns to clip that and like really morph that clip there. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, those guys are talented, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing a good job. But hey, let's go on over to Berto. Real talk. Let's go over to Berto. What were your thoughts on this big win against a 49ers team that is banged up, but they're still playing really good football?
They are, and that 49ers team took a massive blow to losing Fred Warner for the year in that game. And, it's just good coaching, right? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers noticed that, and, they just went to work. They started attacking more of the middle of that 49ers defense, that Robert Saleh defense. But, you got to tip your cap to Tampa Bay. They're playing right now elite ball. Baker Mayfield is what he is. He's, potentially the MVP of the league at this moment, unless Bijan has something to say about that, which he does. But we'll touch on that a different day. But yeah, to Tampa Bay, man, to the team on hand, it was just a great performance overall. This team is overcoming everything thrown their way and the kitchen sink, man. These guys are losing bodies after bodies, but there's people that are just coming out of the woodworks and really, showing their worth. The Johnson brothers, there's Tez and Cameron. These guys came out of nowhere and both had spectacular touchdowns, spectacular grab there by Tez Johnson in the end zone. It's just they're playing ball. They're playing well-rounded ball right now, and it's tough to compete. There's a true test coming against the Lions going over into Detroit, into the Den. That's going to be a tough matchup. But if any team could do it right now, it's Tampa Bay. They're firing. You want to say on all cylinders, and to James's point, when they get some of these bodies back, the Ibukas and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin starts rounding out, it's going to be a scary team to deal with, man. So, yeah, man, shout out to Tampa Bay and what they've been able to do thus far, man.
Absolutely, man. Getting respect from an in-division rival there, who's currently number 2 right behind you. That's a lot of respect. Shout out to Bert. So, Clay, let's go down to you. What are your thoughts on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers so far?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care what anybody says right now. If the league ended today, Baker Mayfield would be the MVP. It's not even close. It's not even close. Like, there's nobody even close to what way this guy's playing right now. I think he only has 1 interception on the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
So, and another thing is, too, that 3rd and 14 play that he broke 2 tackles out of to get the first down to extend that drive was absolutely insane. He's just, and the thing is what Baker Mayfield is doing that no one's talking about is he's taking scrubs that were either undrafted free agents or late round picks, and he's elevating everyone around him. We have to give the guy credit where credit's due, man. Like, no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, no Emeka Ibuka, right? No Bucky Irving, and they're still putting up 27 points a game. That just shows how much Baker Mayfield means to this team from a structure standpoint, from a leadership standpoint. You got to give the guy flowers, all right? You can call it glazing, whatever you want. Either way, it is what it is, all right? You watch the tape. It tells all, okay? But I'll say this. The Bucs defense deserves its flowers too. They gave up some chunk plays, but then they clamped down when, things mattered, right? You got 2 picks on Mac Jones. You're getting constant pressure. That your secondary looked better in this game, actually, which I've been harping on them. Again, this is a team that just continues, like TJ has said time and time again on this show. Good teams find ways to win, and the Bucs continue to just find ways to win.
Point blank, period. TJ, are you kind of with everybody else on this panel that you can't help but to give respect to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I just want to say welcome to the party. I've been saying this since the beginning of the season. I mean, since the game versus the Texans, I said the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a deep run playoff good football team. And people say, oh, man, they ain't play nobody. They ain't play them. Like, you can just look at a team and you can tell the way that they structured and the way that they actually approach each game. And you can just tell, like, they just going to be on a different level. No matter who they play against, no matter what the prognosticators may say about a team that they're going up against, or they top of the NFC, top of the AFC, they always are in the thick of things. And, Baker Mayfield, every single game, he just continues to like to show you that he deserves to be the MVP. Like, I know the NFL, they love themselves some Josh Allen and some Patrick Mahomes, and they always trying to put those guys in the room. But what this guy is doing in Tampa is special. And you have to go back to, this is a guy who was written off by the Cleveland Browns, written off by the Carolina Panthers, written off by the Rams. And he goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where a lot of people just felt like he was just going to be a bridge guy after Tom Brady left. And look how he has this team playing. So, I mean, I don't even think that it's close. Baker Mayfield is made of the stuff that a lot of people wish that their quarterback was made out of. And I just think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be a serious contender in the NFC as long as this guy is upright, because it just seems like no matter what adverse situations they're in, he always finds the way to get his team out of a hole. So if that's not the true definition of an MVP, most valuable player, then somebody tell me, what the hell is it?
I think TJ put it absolutely perfect, man. Shout out to TJ. Although your team might be in the bottom, you are still out here giving respect each and every single week and keeping it real with the entire panel, man. Got to stand on business. TJ has been saying this about the Bucs for a while, and exactly what he said was going to happen is exactly what is happening. And be honest with you, James, right now, like, if we're going into the playoffs tomorrow, the Buccaneers have to be the favorites to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. You guys are balling out. The biggest question for you guys just comes down to, can you stay healthy? Because if you can, I think you can beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I think you can beat the Lions. I think you can beat anyone in the NFC. Do you feel the same way, James?
I was going to say, maybe not tomorrow. I want the guys to get healthier first.
Oh, okay.
But...
maybe next week. Next week.
Yeah. Let's give them a little bit more time to get healthier.
Okay,
but
you're so literal, James.
Hey, you know what, Ferdo? Listen.
Oh man.
No, it's hard to debate that. I mean, like, look, the only game they lost so far this year was to the Eagles, and you could have made a very legitimate argument that there were chances that they could have came back and won that game had they not dug a hole for themselves in that first half. So, yeah, to say that this is a deep playoff run team look right now, I don't think it's a crazy thing to say under any circumstances. This looks like a team that can beat anybody. Heck, a lot of people consider the Niners and Seahawks both playoff teams. The Bucs just beat both of them. So if they go out, and continue to play like that, yeah, they are going to be one of the favorites in the NFC right now. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC, period. They'd have a bye week right now if the season ended today. So it's very encouraging. Not just for obviously that battle of winning the division and stuff like that, but whenever you think, now you start kind of raising those expectations, right? Of, okay, we are seeing this team really going above and beyond. If they keep that going, if they do get guys back healthier, how far can this team go? Right now, yeah, it's hard to say that this team would not go far in the playoffs just because of how well they've been playing with less than what they originally started out with. So yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Absolutely. And big shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Everybody do us a massive favor and hit that thumbs up button. It's not for looks. It helps support us out here tremendously. We have 468 people watching, 436 watching live just alone on YouTube. No reason we should not have 400 like buttons smashed right now. In fact, that is the goal by the end of the stream, is to get 400 likes. We know you guys can do it. It helps support us tremendously and gives you guys more content. But Berto, before we get into this big Falcons game, I want to update some of these super chats because you guys are being extremely generous. Of course, my friend, your friend, Tom Brady comes in with the first donation of the chat. $14 donation. Says, not impressed by Baker's 2-3 playoff record. Bijan would be the standout player versus Tampa Bay, evoking memories of Patriots season MVP Jim Nantz, 11 touchdowns, over 1,400 yards. Tom Brady isn't our only MVP, 28-3 at Atlanta's number 1 defense. Tom Brady coming in here with some 28-3. Now, Berto, I told you I wouldn't do it, but I unfortunately cannot speak for everybody else in the chat.
He was in my stream last night, man. Very cordial, but he was in there. He was doing his thing, but it's all good.
What? He had to give some respect after what you guys did. But DQ comes in here with a $5 donation and says, "Fire the effing cannons, baby. We out here." Do we know who he's repping? Is he repping
It's the Bucs.
The Bucs? It's the Bucs?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Respect. Fire the cannons, man. Damn it, James. Fire the cannons.
That's right.
You should have confetti every single week. What I'm expecting from you.
I don't know if I have the budget for that.
It's all right. I'll slip you a 10. I got you. Don't worry, man.
Why do you think I keep on asking for pay raises?
Look, I'm with you. Hey, man, but shout out to Mr. Kane, who comes in with the $5 donation. Says, Falcons fans in here are acting like the Bucs aren't the more injured team is crazy work. Number 1 in the NFC, baby. Man, shout out to all of the Buccaneers fans in the chat. We got Jermaine coming in here with a $2 donation. Says, can't wait to sweep the Atlanta Falcons in December.
Go ahead and say it. Don't be afraid. He says, ass Atlanta. I mean, put the women and children to sleep. This is the NFC South roundtable, baby. We are unscripted.
We are unscripted. I think that's very clear. I think that's very clear. Man, Knuckles comes in here with a $2 donation and says, Kobe is becoming like Carry-On Cross more each week. Now,
did you do your research?
And so I did not. And so is this a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's a WWE guy. He's a WWE wrestler. Well, not anymore, but he used to be a WWE wrestler who his whole thing was that he would try and turn other wrestlers to be evil, basically.
Yep.
He's smart. That's a smart guy right there.
Not stirring the pot.
Yeah, for real. Man.
Don't work harder, work smarter. You know what? I love
you,
it.
Colby. 100%.
That is 100% Colby.
Carry on Cross. Colby Cross, man. I like it. That's what I'm gonna start.
It's too perfect.
It is too perfect.
Baby. Watch out. I'm gonna start crossing, y'all. Jared J comes in with a $5 donation. Says, rise up. The Bucs are only holding first place for the Falcons. Shout out to Berto and the panel. What up, TJ and the Aints? Keep up the great work, guys. Jared, man, we appreciate you for being here and supporting the channel. But all right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's get into this next game. Massive game last night. I mean, boy, oh boy. BTM, I mean, the Buffalo Bills coming off that loss to the Patriots 2 weeks ago. A lot of people saying that this was going to be their get-right game. They have to come back here. They're going to be motivated. But the Atlanta Falcons had that bye week. They had some extra time for preparation. Berto, you and I were texting behind the scenes. I was like, man, I don't know. Y'all should have went for that field goal before halftime. You got an opportunity. You got to put up points against Josh Allen.
Absolutely.
Felt like Drake London maybe got a little bit greedy, tried to go for the touchdown, goes out at like the 1 yard line, no points, time expiring, but you still win by 10 points. Break it down for me. How did you come out with this win that pushes Buffalo to second in the AFC East?
Ooh, so man, okay, so I do not own the rights to this video.
Falcons fans, I'm so confident that the Buffalo Bills are going to win this game on Monday that if I am wrong, I'm going to select a random Falcons fan and give them an Atlanta Falcons jersey of their choice.
Oh man, it was bulletin board material for our Atlanta Falcons. Unfortunately, we didn't see that before the game started. You know, the crew did see that afterwards. Shout out to Dan because he did get posted by the Falcons social media team. But to the game at hand, right? Yes, you know, a lot of naysayers, like I said at the beginning, you know, a lot of NFL pundits picked against the Falcons, and of course, you know, why would they pick the Falcons, right? We're going up against reigning MVP Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, who suffered a loss to your New England Patriots on Sunday Night Football. But it's a copycat league, and we did a lot of the things that New England did in that game against Buffalo on Monday night, but we just perfected a little bit more. One thing that Josh is susceptible to is that overload blitz and pressuring him from the left side, and boy, did we do that masterfully on Monday night. To a tune of 4 sacks. This defense was getting active and getting after it. Contributions from everybody on this defensive line. Our corners, AJ Terrell, came back and clamped. I think the guy's name was Khalil Shakur, if I'm not mistaken, or Keon Shakir. I can't even pronounce these. He's a nothing. Keon, who's that guy? I don't know none of these guys. Oh, then did he have that on the stat line too? I have to say this shit, man, because so many people were coming at, the Falcons are going to get steamrolled. Keon Coleman's going to do this. Nothing happened, ladies and gentlemen. We held this explosive offense to 14 points. I don't want to hear shit about the Buffalo Bills being injured because you know what, goddammit, we were injured too. And, oh, by the way, we had wide receivers as healthy scratches, and we still came in and we handled our own. 10 toes down. This Falcons team or this offense showed in the bright lights it can stand the test with the big teams, right? Sure, the fluke of 3 weeks ago against Carolina, it seems to be that as of right now was a goddamn fluke. Dare I say we play you guys tomorrow, it's belt to ass. Falcons win by a large margin. Yes, I said it. But to the game, man, I'm telling you, man, this was a Falcons coming out party, so to say. The offense did fantastic. Bijan Robinson, man, our LaDainian Tomlinson clone, man. This guy is everything to this Falcons team. And as much as teams line up to stop him, you know, it's been little to no success, right? You know, Bijan rushed for well over 170 yards. And the great thing is this Falcons offense stayed true to their bread and butter, which was the run game. We steamrolled Buffalo to well over 200 yards rushing, which set up the pass, which set up play action, something we haven't seen from this Falcons offense in quite some time. So that started coming to life. And and Michael Penix's 250 yards thrown, but he was very decisive, in his decision making or his throws. There's some things that, we have to clean up as time goes on, as he puts more games under his belt. But I'm sure that this win here is going to go a long way for our Atlanta Falcons, thanks to the defense and thanks to Bijan Robinson and this Falcons offense. So sorry, Dan, but peace up, A-Town down, brother.
Hey, man, you know what? The Atlanta Falcons, we just went and we talked about how good the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are, and they certainly do deserve all the praise. But, you guys are sitting right there in the middle of it, too, and a lot of football to still be played. It could still certainly be anybody's division at the end of it. But, Clay, let's go down to you. What were your thoughts about that Atlanta Falcons win last night?
First off, slow your roll there, big fella. Slow your roll. 30-0, belt to ass. Just remember where your place is. Remember where your place is. All right. All right.
That was a scab. We picked it off.
Their credit where credit's due. All right.
There we go.
I didn't say it was going to be a blowout. I picked the Bills to win. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout, though. I thought it was going to be close to what people think. But I will say, the Falcons defense, This unit's nasty, man. Ulbrich has got this crew looking nice. The rookies, again, I've been harping on not harping on them, but like giving them credit where credit's due. Like I've said that the Falcons rookies continue to show up. They continue to look good. I've continued to say that they're using that youth movement the same way we're doing it over here in Carolina, and it seems to be working. But we kind of forgot, I think, as maybe a panel, that Jeff Ulbrich went against Josh Allen multiple times last year and really know, who Josh Allen is and what his weaknesses are. So, we got to give credit where credit's due. It's kind of hard to go up. It was kind of hard for me to pick against the Bills, who's been averaging basically, 27, 30 plus points a game. But obviously the Falcons got the job done. In the end, the Bills went 2 for 9 on third down. That's pretty bad. In the second half, they were 0 for 3 in the second half. This is the most physical and disciplined I've seen the Falcons defense. Again, I've been saying that the Falcons, and we've said it on this panel before, we just need to see them be consistent going forward. On offense, balanced, very explosive. Obviously, Bijan Robinson went God mode. Same thing for Drake London went God mode. These guys did their job the way that we've been saying on this channel that we needed them to see them do, right? Michael Penix, efficient. 20 for 32, 250, a touchdown. Just seemed total control of the offense, right? There was a couple throws that makes you want to, you should have had that, or should made a better decision. But again,
100%.
That's growing. I think the Falcons punched one of the heavyweights in the mouth, man, in the AFC, and this is the version that I've been waiting for Atlanta to beat. And going forward, again, can Atlanta sustain this momentum? That is what I need to continue to see. And when we got Niners in prime time, let's see what they do there.
Absolutely. I think that's a fair statement, TJ. Let's go on over to you. What did you think about that Atlanta Falcons win?
Look, there's no love lost between Saints and Falcons, but you got to give credit where credit due. I watched this entire game, and they dominated from pretty much start to finish. Even the last drive where Buffalo was driving down the field, like they got a turnover on that last drive. Bijan Robinson is playing some really good football right now. He definitely should be in contention for Offensive Player of the Year. We know that the MVP trophy is just a quarterback award. They might as well just call it that. But
that's true.
Like defensively, they kept Josh Allen in check. They kept him in a box. They made sure that he didn't run. When he did run, they tackled him. It wasn't too much going on for Buffalo, but I just think that this was a bad matchup for Buffalo. They talk about styles making fights. Everything that Buffalo does well, Atlanta kind of has a counter for it. Like AJ Terrell going up against Keon Coleman, that's kind of his wheelhouse, going up against some of those big body possession type guys. And also just the running game of Atlanta. We know that Buffalo has one of the worst run defenses in all of football. But at the end of the day, you got to be impressed. I can understand why Atlanta Falcon fans are excited about this. And also just the way that these young players are playing the game of football right now. You got to be impressed at what you're actually seeing from the Atlanta Falcons. But at the end of the day, I just want to see them be consistent. That's all I ask for, for them to be consistent. You go out here and you have a stellar performance like this, and then you turn around and you'll lose to a team. I'm just wondering, like, what team is this going to be? And, as far as, the Atlanta Falcon fans that, in the chat talking, all I want to know is, are you going to be here in a couple weeks? That's all I want to know. Enjoy.
Take my people out of this. They're here, damn it. They're here.
Excuse my skepticism, man, but we see this all the time. We seen this last year. I think they had that emotional overtime win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They came up in here talking a whole bunch of noise. And the next thing you know, they didn't live up to expectations. And I want them to keep talking. I want y'all to keep on coming back, because trust and believe. If you don't win it all, y'all talking like y'all about to win it all here. All right. If you don't win it all, you're going to hear from me. I don't care if the Saints don't win another football game. My energy is going to be the same. So make sure that y'all, when y'all talking, Make sure y'all keep that same energy. And you better, like the way you talking real greasy, I just want to see these boys. I just want to see them win. Like they talking like they about to surpass Tampa and win this division. I just want them to keep that same energy. Keep it up.
Keep that seat warm. Keep that seat warm.
Like I said, 1-5 in the chat means nothing to me. I'm telling you, I already know my team was gonna be garbage. I said at the beginning of the season. Y'all got expectations. So trust and believe. If you do not win this division, if you do not exceed expectations, you're going to hear from your boy. Trust and believe.
Oh, my God.
That's got to be one of the worst comebacks is when you're talking about a team and you're being constructive about them and just say things that are legit. And they're like, yeah, well, your team sucks. Like, okay, yeah, maybe, but that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But thanks for reminding me. But look, James, let's go on up to you. Finish us up with this game. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, what a great win for the Falcons, right?
Thank you,
they really went out there, and you know what, Berto, you're welcome. They really went out there and
chivalry still exists.
They really went out there and look.
Not that.
I don't know if shock the world is the answer, but I mean, raised a lot of eyebrows. And I think Penix, said it best after the game where he was like, hey, this kind of proves that the Falcons can be a legitimate football team. And I agree with everybody else on the panel where it's like, look, this defense looks phenomenal, right? I think that a lot of us have agreed that the biggest question regarding the Falcons this year is that offense where, look, if Bijan Robinson cannot get it going and he may have a down game or something like that, if Drake London can't get going, can a guy like Penix, who is tabbed to be this franchise quarterback, can he carry a team and lead them to victory? So far, I still have not necessarily seen that from Penix. He's doing really good with Bijan Robinson and with Drake London, and that's good, right? If it works, it works. I do wonder, though, eventually, if teams really begin to key in on Robinson and London, are the Falcons going to be able to adjust and correct different things to find different ways to win football games? Because I watched most of that game as well, and man, it was, and again, if it works, it works, but it was just, not shocking, but they lean so much on Bijan Robinson and on Drake London, like an insane amount with those two. So, I still want to see more consistency from this team, especially on the offensive side of things as well. And doing some different things in that offense. Defensively, I mean, this defense is really good, folks. It is at the end of the day. There isn't much of a question about it. They've got playmakers on all three different levels. It seems like they're starting to figure things out there. But I do agree with my colleagues here where it's, can they stay consistent? Because that's always been the biggest issue with the Falcons is consistency.
Absolutely. Well, guys, let us know your thoughts on this game in the comment section below. Let's go ahead and let's get into this next game because, Clay, this is your opportunity, my man. You guys are 500. You guys are pulling strings and pulling wins back to back to back, baby. So just tell me, how are you guys able to come away with another win against a quarterback like Dak Prescott, who is playing very, very good football right now? And really, so is George Pickens.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that this team has found its identity. That's the thing. We have found our identity, and our identity is run the damn ball with Rico Dowdle and basically stop the other team from running. I mean, that's in just layman terms. Like that's what this team is doing right now. And Bryce Young, just take care of the ball. Do your one of 11 and do the special teams when the opportunities are there and take care of the football and be efficient. That's it. Right. And I just think that if this team can continue to do that, you will win more games. Right? You don't have to go out there and play hero ball. And I see people say, well, he had 150 passing yards. No, he didn't. He had 199. So go check your stats again. All right. Or go take a math class if you can't add. But
jeez, Clay.
Then you got Rico Dowdle, who looks like prime Adrian Peterson right now. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's put up over 378 rushing yards in 2 games. That's just insane. And he's, I think, behind, I saw a statistic earlier, he's top 5 in rushing right now between in all the games he has played. So again, we're running the ball effectively. You got to give, this offensive line, credit where credit's due, man, because this offensive line is out with its starting right tackle or right guard. It's out. Yeah, hit the thumbs up button. You're out with your starting center, but the backup is better. And your right guard, Brady Christensen, who is really a swing tackle, has filled in nicely. And again, it's just like, this defense is now ranked 9th in the league for rushing yards, and they're ranked 10th overall in overall defense. They went from dead last in the NFL rushing defense to now top 10. Now they're also a top 10 defense. So again, this team is just finally finding its identity. And that's what we've been waiting for. You got to give the reason why I think they really have found their identity on the defensive side is Derek Brown is a top 5 defensive tackle in the league. It's not even close. It's night and day with that guy on the field. They moved Trevor Wallace. They gave him the green dot. Then they shifted him over and moved Christian Roseboom. And now Trevor Wallace, who was here last year, who was a rookie going into his second year this year, has now really stepped up, calling the plays on defense. And now you've seen Christian Roseboom even take a step forward massively. So this run defense is not just good. They are a legitimate statement unit. And again, people want to say what they want about Bryce Young. All right. But again, he has been efficient. He has been poised. We've won the last 3 out of the 4 games. He had 114 passer rating in this game. He made some key throws. The guy's also clutch. I mean, that 4th and 6 throw to Hunter Renfrow to get us down the field to kick the game-winning field goal was massive. And shout out to Tedero McMillan. He's again one of those top rookies right now. I know he had that one bad mishap that ended up being an interception, and that wasn't even Bryce's fault. It was a perfectly thrown ball, but the talent is still there. And so, rookies are going to make mistakes, but these mistakes are fixable. And if he keeps learning from them, again, he's just going to continue to just get better. So again, we finally have an identity, and going forward, I just want this team to continue to be consistent.
And before we get on into TJ's thoughts, real quick, chat, we got like 500 people watching right now, but we don't even got 200 like buttons slammed right now. Absolutely crazy. If you guys are loving the show, you're loving the debates, and you want to see more, and you want to support us to help grow the NFC South Roundtable family, make this one of the best shows here at Roundtable Sports, do us a major favor. Use the new feature here on YouTube, the hype feature, and also slam that thumbs up button right now. Takes you less than a second. All you got to do is tap your screen, and it's completely free. We want to be the next Roundtable that has a real life event. For those who don't know, Roundtable has a show covering every single division. The AFC East Roundtable does shows every single year where the guys get together, they go to one of the stadiums, they tailgate. You guys can buy tickets, watch the game with the fellas. We just did one for the NFC West, I want to say it was. We want to do the NFC South next. So allow us to do that. But the only way we can do that is by you guys dominating in the chat and supporting the channel. But TJ, let's go on over to you. What were your thoughts on this game?
Look, first off, I just want to say, look, I'm being pro today. If you go back and you look at my prediction, I said that the Dallas Cowboys are going to dominate the Carolina Panthers. And I could never be so wrong. Number one, why would I be, choosing the Dallas Cowboys to do anything, but at the end of the day, like, you have to be impressed at what Carolina is doing. I mean, these are the type of games that instills confidence, and especially when it comes to Rico Dowdle. I mean, he has back-to-back big games. This is a team that fought their way back last week, stayed in this game this week. And these are the type of games that build character. And it also, like I said, builds confidence for a team, especially for a guy like Bryce Young. I mean, a lot of ups and downs this season, as far as his performances. But I like what Carolina is doing. They're featuring the running game, and they're making things a little bit more comfortable for Bryce Young. And the fact that Rico Dowdle is finding so much success running the football, it is making some of these passing lanes easier to find for Bryce Young to be able to connect with his wide receivers, because teams now have to they have to defend the run. So I like the strategy. If they can just keep that momentum going, and then also like just stop getting into some of these slugfests. I would like to see like them, play sound football from start to finish, kind of like what they did a few weeks ago against Atlanta. They were able to kind of, get started early and keep their foot on the gas. So if they can continue to do that, I think they can win some football games, especially if they feature the running game. And if Chuba Hubbard comes back, then you got yourself a really good 1-2 punch in that backfield. So credit to the Carolina Panthers. Seem like they're turning the corner, and I'm happy for a young Bryce Young, man, because when you're the number 1 overall pick, everybody is looking at you. Everything that you do is under a microscope, and people are wondering, are you the B word? Bust, James, bust.
PG, bro.
All right. So, yeah. So I'm just glad that he's finding success, and hopefully he can keep it going. But we eating crow today,
TJ.
all right? And I even got my own little crow here, so we eating crow here after that prediction.
Where do you get all of these props?
Yo. James is hella
TJ
mad.
brought
He
in the
needs that for his,
AI. TJ brought in the props, man.
his
TJ's
costume
killing the
over there.
game.
We eating crow, man. We eating crow.
We eat
Holy
crow. Wow.
Dude, guys, okay. For everybody in the chat, I swear my conspiracy is that TJ starts like prepping like
Before
either
the
Sunday, like Sunday night or on Monday. He writes down a list of what he's gonna do during these streams and then makes everything on Photoshop, goes to the store, buys all the props, and then he's good to go for the stream. That's my belief.
Okay, so real
that's
quick,
preparation.
funny story. So I actually got this from Amazon, and my wife was like, "Who ordered a crow?" I'm like, "That was me." So it did come this morning, shouts out to
time,
Amazon
brother.
Prime.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you go.
Who
Man,
ordered a
TJ
crow?
was sitting there Sunday night like, man, I'm gonna eat crow this week on the show.
Yeah.
Crow, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Amazon, where you at?
crazy.
Amazon Prime. Let me look up a crow. That's crazy,
Dude,
man.
that is awesome.
That's great
That's
stuff by
awesome.
TJ, man.
That's
This is the
great.
stuff, the kind of
That's
stuff you find
dedication.
only on the NFC South Roundtable, baby. But let's go on up to you, James. What were your thoughts on this win?
Well, real quick, I mean, that is dedication from TJ. And if
That's
you ask
dedication.
me, in my opinion, I think that dedication deserves a raise. I mean, I think it does. I mean, come on. Anyway, look, great win. Great win for the Carolina Panthers this past week. I mean, dude, what a role this team has been on, right? To where we were asking questions. All of us were like, dude, Dave Canales might get fired. Bryce Young, reclamation project, or, he's probably done. And we were all very much talking about this thing getting completely blown up. And now it's a situation where it's like, oh, dude, now they're 3-3. Now they're battling with the, if the Falcons didn't have that bye week and they had one more loss, the Panthers would be second in the division right now. That's kind of where we're at. So what a comeback here from the Carolina Panthers, just in terms of getting together some wins, figuring out this offense, and just finding ways to beat these teams whenever a lot of people have them down and out. It's very impressive to see. And this was another example of that. Look, folks, I know people like to meme about it and stuff like that, but like Dallas still has pieces. Dallas is still not necessarily a joke of a franchise. So this is a good quality win for the Carolina Panthers. It's not like Dallas is going to finish this year with 2, 3, 4 wins, whatever it may be. No, like this is a very legitimate win for the Carolina Panthers that should be recognized as such. So credit to Carolina. They did a great job here.
All right, this is where we kick it off to you, Berto. Wrap us up with this game. What are your thoughts on Carolina with another win?
Great victory for Carolina, and I love the fact that they stuck to their guns in running the football, right? This is a Dallas defense that ranks 29th in the league in run defense, and the Carolina Panthers were able to capitalize on that. Even more so, I would have loved to see a little bit more out of the passing offense. Sure, 199 yards, right? Clay, that Bryce threw for. But I felt like off this run game, Dave Canales should have taken advantage of that secondary for Dallas, some missed opportunities there. But hopefully, they can go back to the drawing board and get some of those things right. Chuba Hubbard's supposed to come back. What a great problem to have for Carolina. You got two road runners, man. And I just look at it like this, like the Falcons situation, use the run to set up the pass. Carolina should be doing the same thing. The defense is starting to turn the corner. That defense is playing very inspired. They are a top 10 defense, like Clay mentioned. And I cannot disagree with your statement on Derek Brown. He's a freaking man amongst boys, man. This guy is a game wrecker, and I'm glad to see that he finally has some help, alongside him. But once this defense starts turning out a little bit more, and this offense can catch up, this Carolina team, man, can surprise, some folks in the NFC conference overall. But great win overall for the Carolina Panthers on Sunday, man.
All right, guys. Well, this is where we kick it off to you. Let us know your thoughts about this game in the comment section below. But we got one more game to get into, and that is, of course, the New Orleans Saints back here, unfortunately, in the loss column. Definitely a close game, came down to the wire. Like I said earlier, a lot of respect for this team, and you see that they're getting better every single week, TJ. Me personally, I feel like you see Spencer Rattler, and then the last few weeks leading up to this game, he's been good in many different areas, but he hasn't strung all those areas together. I felt like in this game, it was the first time that we saw him really string together all those positivities that we've seen over the last few weeks. So what were your thoughts on this game, and how did you guys keep it close?
Yeah, Spencer Rattler, he had his highest PFF grade of the season. He's scoring over 90, scoring a 90. Look, I thought that they fought. But they fight every week. They always in games. And I think that's probably the most frustrating thing for Saints fans. It'll be one thing if they were just getting beat to sleep like they did against Seattle. But they're in these games. And, that also gives you levels of optimism for the future. Like finding these young players, giving them opportunity and experiences going up against some of these teams, and also allowing them to go through the motions. But the Saints are limited. It is what it is, man. They have no playmakers on the offensive side of the football. Chris Olave, I've said this on countless occasions, and I'll say it here. He is not a number one receiver. This guy comes up short every single game. Spencer Rattler could have hooked up with him for a touchdown on the right side of the end zone. It goes through his hands. On a second down, when you need to sustain a drive, ball goes through his hands. It just seems like I don't know if the concussion issues that he has, like he has that in the back of his mind, because even with that touchdown attempt, I noticed that he looked at the Patriots cornerback and the angle that he had set on him, and I'm just wondering, like, did that in the back of his mind, wondering if I catch this pass, is he going to take my head off? But they have no playmakers, and the way that Spencer Rattler plays the game, he's not at this point going to put the team on his back. You're not going to see a Baker Mayfield 30-14 type thing going with Spencer Rattler. The New Orleans Saints need guys to get that yak, yards after the catch, fight for extra yards. I don't see that, right? I looked at the Atlanta Falcons Buffalo Bills game on Monday night. You had Michael Penix just throw the ball down to Bijan Robinson and watch some magic happen. He making 4 and 5 guys miss. He has no business getting the first down, but he does. And that's the type of guys that the New Orleans Saints need offensively. Defensively, they can't stop traffic with a stop sign. They can't stop a cab in New York City. It's pretty bad, man. You had a young Quincy Riley, the rookie, who was out there getting absolutely worked. Honestly, Drake May's stat line would have been even more impressive if that bogus, and I'm calling it, bogus offensive pass interference that they called on Stephon Diggs, if they wouldn't have called that at all. Some of the worst officiating I ever seen in this game, by the way. But, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a bunch of guys going through the motions as they learn how to win. But I like what I'm seeing. I'm very optimistic about the future. This year is just not in the cards. So credit to the New England Patriots and credit to Drake May. In the first half, this guy had a perfect passer rating. He was wheeling and dealing. And, and he also hooked up with Douglas. He also hooked up with Booty, and he also was able to, sustain drives. And that was the reason why the Patriots were able to win this football game. They realized we jump ahead of the New Orleans Saints. They don't have the offensive firepower to catch up. So credit to Mike Vrabel going for it on fourth down on countless occasions and trusting in his team. And that's the reason why I feel like the New Orleans Saints are 1-5. And that's the reason why you see the New England Patriots on the uptick and looking like they're a very credible team in the AFC East.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the refereeing. I didn't want to be that guy and complain about it like Bills fans tend to do, but it was pretty damn rough. It was pretty damn rough. I mean, if you call this game just correctly, I mean, Drake May's going for like statistically his best game, 350 to 400 yards, 4 or 5 touchdowns. But I mean, just play after play being called. I mean, you had that 61-yard touchdown called back. You had the 53-yard pass there to Stephon Diggs at the end of the game. It was pretty rough. But James, let's go on up to you. What were your thoughts on this game?
I mean, I'll keep it quick since we are a bit low on time. But I mean, look, what else can we say about the Saints at this point? They are a team that is going to try to continue to fight, but they just don't have the pieces right now. That is just simply the fact of the matter, is that they don't have the pieces, and it's going to continue to be a long season for them until they get some better guys in the building. And I'm curious with the approaching trade deadline if any of these veterans get moved on this team, right? Like your DeMario Davises, your Cam Jordans, your Alvin Kamara's, stuff like that. Just to not just give younger guys a chance, but shed some of that salary and just to continue to build towards the future and gain future assets. So keeping it short and sweet here. Saints fought, they lost, and that's probably going to be the regular throughout this season.
Certainly. But I mean, again, you look at those close losses. A win is a win, is a loss, and a loss is a loss. But man, you go into the offseason, you string together a couple pieces, and those close losses now start turning into wins in 2026. But Berto, let's go on over to you. What are your thoughts on the Saints?
Yeah, this is the Aints, right? It's a rival, but I gotta say this. I think that this Saints offense on paper is still good. I just feel like the playmakers are not utilized the right way. And it's shocking because Kellen Moore, in the offensive mind, should know how to put these guys in prime positions to do better. Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, these are speedsters that should open up the field for guys like Keandre Miller and Alvin Kamara. So I don't get why Kellen Moore cannot recognize that. This game was closer than we all expected. But I think overall, the Saints did a phenomenal job. But I'm going to give TJ 2 names, man, and I want to get his quick thoughts on these, man. Terry Joseph and Robert Blanton. If you know who those guys are, I'll fill you guys in for those that don't know. Those are the secondary coaches for the New Orleans Saints. Those gentlemen need to be on their way out of New Orleans because I think that this secondary is really holding back a good job that Brandon Staley's doing with the front seven. New Orleans is still showing the capability to get after the quarterback. They only got 1 sack, but still, it's the pressures that they're able to create. That front seven still gets active. It's that secondary, and those two gentlemen, though, these guys that are under their tutelage are being failed miserably. I understand TJ's point with Quincy Riley being thrown in there and whatnot and getting picked on, but this young man should have been coached up a little bit better. I know Alante Taylor, I think he went down in this game, so it's the next man up. But these guys should be primed and ready to go. They have the speed in the back end to contest with they had the speed to contest with Kayshon Boutte and Stephon Diggs and etc. But it just failed. But overall, it's a win for the Pats. It's another loss for the Saints, driving their statistics down in the NFC South column. So at the end of the day, man, it is what it is at this point, like TJ says, man.
All righty, and let's go down to you, Clay. Wrap us up with this game. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that the Saints have a head coach. I think Kellen Moore is that guy. I think they have a potential in having a starting quarterback. I mean, Spencer Rattler has shown a lot of growth over this time. He's developing still, but here's the thing. This is what a rebuild looks like, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you're going to have these flashes of hope. But then you're going to have these want to put your face into your palm of your hands moments. That's what this is. I've been there. Technically, I'm still kind of going through it, right? I've said this is a progress year for us, but, we're in the second year of technically our rebuild. So, again, this is no shot at the Saints. They're just not good. But they're not hopeless either, right? Their line's improving as well. The defense still has talent. Just something's not connecting yet, right? And it could be what Berto is alluding to.
Look, you gotta learn how to lose before you start winning. I mean, this kind of like it, and This kind of reminds me of when Dan Campbell first went to Detroit. Like, a lot of people look at Detroit now, but they only won 3 games this first season. And then you had that draft where you brought in Aiden Hutchinson and Jack Campbell and brought in some other guys in free agency. And now look at them. So, like I said, man, I don't feel like it's hopeless for the New Orleans Saints. I just feel like this is not the year. So, Chad, go ahead, get them jokes in, man. Because I'm telling you, it's not going. Y'all not going to be laughing when this team fix what's going on with it. So, enjoy.
2026, baby. Well, let's go ahead and let's get into these week 7 predictions here real quick. Before we do want to give a massive shout out to the other sponsor of today's video over at RotoWire. You guys know them, you love them. We've talked about them for so long, but we're not talking about what they can do to make sure you dominate your fantasy leagues. We're telling you what they can do to make sure that you win your player props, your parlays every single week, to make sure that you come out on the correct side with your money and making sure that you guys don't lose money, because that's what we're about here at Roundtable Sports. You guys go ahead to RotoWire, you go to their player props and picks section, and they're going to tell you what they think about specific lines. For example, you see this Chase Brown line. RotoWire is telling you that they want you to take the over on 61.5 rushing and receiving yards there for Chase Brown. When it comes to Matthew Stafford, though, they want you to take the under on 256.5 passing yards. They want you to also take the under on T. Higgins on the 50.5 receiving yards, man. Right now, Roundtable Sports is also getting you guys an exclusive deal with RotoWire, 15% off with promo code RTS, like you see on the screen. Link in the description box below. But all right, fellas, let's go ahead. Let's get into these week 7 previews and predictions. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are facing the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, who have played pretty damn good football so far this season, but James, they are coming off of a big loss, a big loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Brian Branch is going to be suspended in this game, probably the big storyline for this one. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is obviously going to be a very, very difficult game. Besides the Philadelphia Eagles, this is going to be the best team that the Bucs have played this year, right? So it is going to be a very, very competitive matchup, in my opinion. Monday Night Football prime time is always a stressful thing to watch, right? I hate having to wait past the weekend to watch football, but I think this will be a really good team between two competitive powerhouses in the NFC, in my opinion. With that being said, I will take the Bucs in this one. Why not? I do think that they will continue to keep the good times rolling, get a really, really big monumental win here, and continue to establish themselves as the powerhouse of the NFC. So give me the Bucs.
James is taking his Buccaneers. Let's go on over to you, Berto. Who you taking?
I'm taking Detroit. This is a real test for that Tampa Bay defense, the secondary, particularly after being gashed by Kendrick Bourne last week. How do you contest? How do you control Jameis Williams? How do you control Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta? They have a lot of weapons on that offensive side for Detroit. And going into that hostile atmosphere, I don't see Tampa Bay winning this one. Give me Detroit.
All right. We got Berto taking Detroit. Clay, let's go down to you. What squad are you rolling with?
Yeah, I mean, this is honestly could be being the NFC Championship preview. Honestly, Baker's playing at an MVP level, like we've all said on this channel. Even though half of that offense is in crutches, but he's still slinging it. Detroit secondary, if you go look at it right now, is beat to hell. But you got a shot here for Tampa Bay to make a huge statement against a very good team. But Ford Field has been a death trap for like visiting teams. It seems like that's the same way, like, we say about Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So, and what we say about the Dome down there in New Orleans, it's a death trap. And you're talking about a Lions team that's averaging 44 points a game at home. I think this game is going to be a shootout. I just think Detroit's got too much firepower right now until, if the Buccaneers were fully healthy, I might pick the Bucs, but until they're fully healthy, I got to take the Lions in this one. I think it's going to be close, and I think it's going to be a shootout, but I'm going to take the Lions.
All right. We got Berto and Clay both taking the Lions. James taking his Buccaneers. TJ, what route are you going to go?
I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not betting against Baker Mayfield anymore, man. It just seems like no matter who they go up against, they always in the thick of things. They're always there in the end, and they always find a way to kind of squeak it out. I mean, this game is going to be exciting, in my opinion. I think that both teams are going to be ready to play. Tampa wants to show that they can be a legit contender. All the while Detroit, I mean, they're trying to bounce back. So it's going to be a dogfight. But I think when you're talking about a game being close and game on the line, I'm rolling with Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers until they prove otherwise. I got the Bucs winning this game.
All right, guys, let us know your thoughts about the game into the comment section below. Certainly going to be a good one and a test for both of these teams in the NFC that very well could see each other in the playoffs as they fight for the number 1 seed in the NFC. But Berto, let's go on over to you and give us your thoughts and opinions here for this Week 7 matchup, Atlanta versus the 49ers. Big question for this one probably feels like, how healthy are the 49ers going to be going into it?
And to that, I'll say, not Atlanta's problem. Atlanta's problem is to show up and show out. But this game here, I am going to take the Falcons, but with caution, right? This to me smells like the ultimate trap game for this Falcons team. Coming off an emotional win as we did on Monday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills. I don't want the Falcons to lose their mentality or their sense of grit going into this game and with San Francisco. Yes, this is a decimated San Francisco 49er team that just, oh, by the way, lost the heart and soul of that defense in Fred Warner. And sure, while next man up mentality is, alive and well with Robert Saleh's scheme, I don't know if they're going to, be the same 49ers team, but that's where they could be even more dangerous because as we expect to win, we could get the very best out of San Francisco. So that's the troubling part for me. I need Atlanta to stay focused, have a killer's mentality, be the shark, smell that blood in the water, go and attack, and come out with a dub on Sunday Night Football. I'm taking my Falcons on this one, man.
Berto is taking his Atlanta Falcons against the San Francisco 49ers. Clay, who are you taking?
Yeah, again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I need to see this Falcons team be consistent, right? I mean, they are coming off a huge primetime win, and you're going up against a wounded animal. And a trap game does feel right? San Francisco is beaten up. Fred Warner's done for the year. Brock Purdy, we're not sure where his status is yet. I doubt he's going to play, though. But this is still Kyle Shanahan's team. They reloaded faster than you think. I mean, Kendrick Bourne's heating up back-to-back 100-yard games. That steep defense still knows how to make quarterbacks miserable. We've seen that. The Falcons have looked better, no doubt about that. But going cross country on a short week, that is a tough spot for sure. I think they're going to hang into this game. I think this is going to come down to like a game-winning field goal. But I'm going to take the Niners to close it out at home.
All right, Clay's going to take the 49ers. TJ, who are you taking?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Falcons in this game. I just think that the loss of Fred Warner is huge. I mean, I don't think people understand the magnitude of this loss. This guy is arguably the best linebacker in football. And when you don't have that Mike in the middle that's calling out those offense, calling out the offense and being able to, neutralize that running game, I just think that it's going to be tough. And Bijan Robinson is playing some really good, inspired football right now. I do think Kyle Shanahan is going to be prepared. I mean, Zach Robinson comes from that Sean McVay Rams tree, so he's familiar with the offensive concepts. So I think that'll be beneficial to them. But I just think that the Atlanta Falcons just have a little bit more firepower, than the 49ers. And I also looked at the game versus the Rams a couple of weeks ago where, the Rams were able to get pressure on Mac Jones. And, they sacked him quite a few times. And when they didn't, they hit him quite a bit. And you look at the Atlanta Falcons, I mean, the dogs are hunting on defense. So I just think that right now the 49ers are decimated with injuries. I think that they're going to be competitive in this game. You got Christian McCaffrey still out there, but who else do you have? So I got to go with the Atlanta Falcons for the win.
All right, TJ is going to take the Atlanta Falcons. James, who are you going to take on this one?
Let me get the Atlanta Falcons in this one. I think that this is going to be a game where I think that the 49ers are just way too beat up. I just saw that, for myself whenever they played the Bucs. And TJ ain't kidding. Losing a guy like Fred Warner is so detrimental to that 49ers defense. So I think that Bijan Robinson is in line for a big game. And I think that the Falcons will come away with the victory here.
Wow. So, Clay, looks like you are going to be the underdog this week. Nothing wrong with that because let me tell you, if the 49ers do end up winning, you are going to be bumping your chest on this one next week. But let's go ahead and let's transition on into the next game, because speaking of you, Clay, your Carolina Panthers are taking on the New York Jets. The New York Jets, who are just crumbling at the absolute seam. And that's, by the way, for the Jets record, by the way, they're always crumbling at the seam. So the fact that they're crumbling even more is pretty crazy. But that team has not won a single game so far this season. They are losing games. Aaron Glenn at this point is just not even trying to win, right? Like they're just trying to say, let's not allow this to be a bigger blowout than it needs. This guy's smiling on the sidelines and doing his little strut dances while they're getting blown out. So it feels like another win for you guys, Clay. But what do you think?
Shouts out to Richie.
Shout out to Richie, man. He's crashing out.
Yo, that was evil.
I don't know how the Jets. The crazy part is, guys, is like I don't know how the Jets are favored in this game by 1.5 points.
Wow.
Like if you want some free money, I would go ahead and put the money down on plus 1.5 for the Panthers, because I mean we have literally won the last 3 out of the 4. You got Rico Dowdle, who is looks like prime Adrian Peterson. I mean, 289 yards in 2 weeks. Our offensive line again continues to win in the trenches. Now, the biggest question here for Carolina is, of course, we're 0-3 on the road. Okay, we've got to figure out how to win on the road. We figured out how to win at the bank. But this Jets team, I mean, I don't know what you're going to get, right? I mean, people sitting on the couch watching that Jets game had more passing yards than Justin Fields last week. So they just put on, one of the ugliest offensive performance you'll ever see in London. You can't almost win by accident and expect that to keep working. Justin Fields and Aaron Glenn, here's the thing. They need this one. I think that it will be close because Carolina, for right now, just has been keeping games close, and I'm going to stick with that. But our defense, man, again, top 10 rushing defense, top 10 overall in yards allowed and points allowed. Daddle, and if Chuba Hubbard comes back, I mean, we're just going to wear down that defensive front and win this game in the trenches. So I'm taking my Panthers in this game.
Clay's taking his Carolina Panthers for another win to continue to get right. TJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I got the Panthers in this game. The more I look at Aaron Glenn, the more I just feel like he's just not cut out to be an NFL coach. Not to say that he can't be a coach, but the type of energy that he comes with kind of reminds me of a college coach, But, I think Keyshawn Johnson said it best. Like, you can't be the rah-rah type guy. I mean, when you got grown men who got baby car seats in the back, right? I mean, you got to treat these guys like professionals. And I just think that the way that he coaches, the way that he tries to approach the game, I just don't think that is a good fit. I mean, last week versus the Denver Broncos, I mean, some of the worst clock management that you're ever going to see. I mean, you see Garrett Wilson upset on the sidelines, yelling at his own coach. So to me, I just think that the bottom is indeed going to fall out. I think that this might be the game where, 2 middle fingers in the air to Aaron Glenn from his team. So I think that this is a great opportunity for the Carolina Panthers to go ahead and try to build on this momentum that they got. I mean, this is a soft spot in their schedule. They're taking advantage. If they can take advantage of it, then they can be right in the scheme of things, right, in the NFC South. So they don't want to squander this opportunity. Yeah, I mean, you smell blood in the water, you got to attack, man. I mean, the vultures, I mean, you got to start circling, right? And I'm not talking about circling the wagons. I'm talking about circling, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that you go ahead and just eat. This is an opportunity. If you don't beat this team, I'm just wondering, man, like, are you ever going to live up to your full potential as a team? I got the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, and I think TJ hit upon it perfectly, just the frustration between Garrett Wilson and Aaron Glenn on the sidelines this past week. And when Garrett Wilson was asked about it, he said, I just didn't know what exactly the plan was. Once I figured it out, I was disappointed. So
which doesn't sound like he's going to be playing either.
Yeah, Richie said he's going to be out this week also. So that's another factor to this game to keep in mind. But James, what do you think about the game?
I think the Panthers are going to win, and I don't think it's going to be close. The Jets are a sad organization, and they lose a lot. And I think that they're going to lose this one here.
Don't let Richie hear that.
Yeah, you're going to get fired, bro.
Richie knows. I pay attention to Richie's channel. Dude, every week he uploads a video and I see in parentheses, rant. I'm like, dang, he is angry. So come on now. We know what he knows what the score is better than any of us. So yeah, I got the Carolina Panthers. I don't think it's going to be a close game. I'll even give a score prediction. I'm going to say 30-10.
Wow,
30-10. I mean, that would be the most dominant Carolina Panthers win. And Clay, I don't even know how long.
It would be 30-0.
Look at him. He was setting it up. Oh, you salty one, bro. You was setting that up. Oh man,
I just fed into it.
Clay. Shut up.
It's all right. Clay avoided the sucker punch, man. Y'all are picking up. It's all right. I'll review the film and I'll come back better next week. But let's go on over to you, Berto. What do you think?
Man, short and sweet, man. The Jets are crumbling right before our very eyes. It seems like there's a lot of dysfunction going on in that organization. Unfortunately, everybody thought this would be the year, the Jets can, move the needle, but obviously it's still nowhere to be found. No, it's not moving at all. So give me the Panthers on this one. The Panthers seem to have a little swag, a little momentum going with this newly found run game in Rico. And yeah, I like the Carolina Panthers on the road. So give me the Pink Panthers in an easy one.
All right, guys, let us know your thoughts about the game in the comment section below. One more to get into because we have the New Orleans Saints. We have the Chicago Bears. TJ, what are you thinking about this one? Is there any way that your team can come away with the win?
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that the New Orleans Saints can win this football game. But this is a Dennis Allen revenge game. And, I think that Dennis Allen is a good defensive coordinator. He understands a lot of the players, and he's went up against them in practice many a times. I think that the New Orleans Saints can win this football game, but they won't. I just look at the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson, the way that that offense is running, and literally and figuratively with DeAndre Swift. I mean, he actually just sliced through the defense of the Washington Commanders. I think that Caleb Williams, his ability to improv is going to be a recipe for disaster. It gives these wide receivers to be able to break off routes. And like I said, when you got that young, inexperienced secondary out there, it's going to be pretty tough for them. I mean, if you're basically going up against, and no disrespect, Kobe, some mid wide receivers, what makes you think that they're going to be able to do it against the Chicago Bears when they got DJ Moore and Roma Dunze and Luther Burden and Cole Kmet, and you got DeAndre Swift out the backfield. So, look, I don't think the Saints are going to win this game. I think it's going to be close, but it's going to be tough for them to move the football. Dennis Allen is a really good defensive coordinator, and when you have his undivided attention, he can make it really tough for you. So I don't think that it's going to be a high-scoring game. And, I think that the New Orleans Saints are probably going to end up losing this game as well.
What, TJ? You didn't like that booty call this past week? It's all right. I get it.
I mean, look, no
right. It's a fair statement.
Pretty mid, man. Pretty mid wide receiver crew you got over there, man.
I know, dude. I'm out here. My mind like, no, we're good. We're good, right? Because I'm like, oh, maybe we're like the 30th best wide receiver group in the NFL and not 32nd for the first time in like 5 years. But yeah, no, it's still pretty bad. But James, what do you think about this game?
Let me get the Saints in this one. I think the Saints are going to pull off the upset here. Look, with the Bears, they always find ways to just make their fans want to rip their hair out. And I think this is going to be an example of it with the Saints upsetting them here. I think that this offense can really get going. I think that Spencer Rattler is still going to be able to go out there and do his thing. There's a lot of weapons that he still has at his disposal. Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, TJ Jones. So I think that, he's really going to be able to go out there and get the job done. So, I'm going to keep it short. Let me get the New Orleans Saints in the upset here.
You guys heard it here first from James. They are going to get the job done, man. Looking forward to that one. Let's go on over to you, Berto. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's going to be the Bears, man. Bears are coming off a heartbreaking loss to the Commanders by a point.
They won.
They won. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got that around. Hey, listen, man, I was paying attention to my game and my game alone. So I wasn't watching that goddamn game. But no, give me the Bears on this one. TJ had I like that. TJ had a great point, man. This is the defensive coordinator's get back game against the Saints, man. So he's gonna be playing with a lot of emotion and want to show that New Orleans Saints organization a thing or two. So give me Dennis Allen and the Chicago Bears defense against the Saints, man.
Well, you like that soundboard, Berto?
That was dope.
You like that, man? We'll have to get you on. We'll have to get you.
No, I'm good, bro. No, I'm good, man.
He doesn't need a soundboard. I know he doesn't need a soundboard.
I feel like if Berto had a soundboard, I think we'd have bigger problems.
Berto had a soundboard.
We would never speak again. We would never be able to speak again.
He would do the little drum sound all the time.
Oh yeah. We would never get a word in ever again.
Oh,
Literally
man, I'm
never,
annoying now, dude. I'd be even more. Fuck it.
But Clay, wrap us up with this game. What do you think?
Man, I can't stand Caleb Williams, acrylic nails kid, man. Just give me the Saints, man. Over acrylic nails. Give me the Saints over acrylic nails, man. I think the Saints run defense is legit. They'll stop Swift. That was the first time Swift's done anything all season. I know that their secondary is struggling, but I think this is if we want to talk about a trap game, I think this could be a trap game. And we're also talking about Spencer Rattler versus Caleb Williams, who both were competing for the starting job at Oklahoma at one point. So, and Chicago's on a short week. I'm going to take New Orleans in this upset.
Ooh, Clay's going to take New Orleans in this game, guys. This is where we kick it off to you. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. We're going to get into the final of these super chats before we go ahead and log off on the day. Remember, guys, to slam that thumbs up button before we do end the show. You guys are absolutely killing it in the chat. Let's see. We got Hayden coming in here with the $2 donation. It says, TJ, why y'all don't even put Taysom Hill at quarterback no more? I think we saw it this past week, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, he scored the only touchdown of the game for the Saints. I mean, but he's coming back off injury. I mean, that was his second game, so they're just trying to get him slowly acclimated. I think they'll probably rev him up, and he'll probably have a bigger role as the weeks go by.
Certainly a big part of that offense. Tom Brady comes back in here, and he says, in WWE terms, New England is John Cena. You're all jobbers. Do you guys use jobbers?
Oh my God, this guy, man.
Well, we really gotta get you start watching some wrestling.
I got some
my
homework to do.
God,
Jobbers
I'm
is
guessing
just
jobbers isn't good.
Jobbers is the guys that it's like they go out there and get absolutely crushed.
You're basically mid.
Yeah. Damn. Those damn jobbers, man.
It's
Those
like the New York
jobbers.
Jets of wrestlers.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So they're really bad.
Wow, now you're going at Richie. Shame on you, brother. Shame on you.
I'm not here next week. Everybody knows why.
Yeah, right. Guys, James is sick. You know, he'll be gone for a while. Rehabilitation. Man. Can't wait till the real season starts in November. The Bucs will start playing their best by then on a mission for 3. I mean, Bill Belichick said it best himself. Real football starts in November. So big shout out. Big shout for the $5 donation and a massive $10 donation here. Who is Atlanta going to fire after November 16th? A coach, secretary, janitor? You tell us, Berto, who they firing.
Man, that's weak as hell, man. You should have kept that 10, bro. Get out
we appreciate the 10.
Now, hold on, Berto. Hold on. Wait a minute.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to get in between your money, James. I know.
Now, this comes up in negotiations.
Our money. What are you talking about?
It's our money, comrade. Come on, dude.
Berto's about to be taking a pay cut after this one.
Hey, look, man, I got a little shiesty on that one. My bad.
Wow.
Yeah, man, Berto got so angry he denied the money. That's crazy. You don't see that often.
I don't do that now.
30% DJ Khaled got upset there for a second. It's all right.
Hey,
whoa.
Hey.
Another one.
Say that to my face.
What do you mean, Berto? I just did.
We need to get that
go
NFC
down
South.
there and travel a couple hours throughout the night to come meet you up with you, and you know they say it to your face. Then we could do that.
Let's do it, man. Come on, meet me November 2nd in Crap Stadium up for
We're going to Atlanta.
Hell no. I said up 95 North. Man, no, you know where you're at. You're in PA. You got to go.
You know what? Look, you know what? That's going to end it off for today's show. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, we appreciate you guys for taking some time to come out here, talk some football here with the NFC South Roundtable. Show feels like it's getting better every single week, and it's because of you guys coming in every single week and supporting. Means the absolute world to us. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys subscribe to these guys' individual channels linked in the description box below. But until next time, my name is Colby Cochran, host here of the NFC South Roundtable, a show brought to you by Roundtable Sports. We will see you guys next Tuesday, same place, same time.
Roundtable Sports Network is your one-stop shop for all things NFL, with daily live shows covering all 8 divisions in the league, hosted by the best content creators on the web, all on one network. Catch the AFC East live every Monday at 7 p.m. and on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. The AFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. The AFC North Roundtable live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. The AFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. The NFC East Roundtable live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. The NFC West Roundtable live at 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. The NFC North Roundtable is at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, and the NFC South Roundtable is live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST. And of course, fourth and forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network covering all things NFL at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. Real coverage, real fans.